Hello. I haven't done a razor video in a while, and one of my customers was reminding me of that, so I thought I'd do a TV special, super speed. And this one is a D2, and if you look on the go to my website under the links, and I've got a Gillette dating information sheet that links to Badger and Blade's forum. And if you follow down D, that's a 1958, and that's a 50s style super speed TV special is when those came out. And what I'm going to introduce on this video is a new service I'm going to offer of just a quick nickel replate with all original surfacing for a little bit less money than a full-blown polish and plate job. And what we're looking for in that is, let's see if I can get that to focus a little. If you have plating that is pretty good, like underneath here is your spot that you really see a lot of pitting on super speeds and some of the other ones underneath. And one of the reasons being, when they plated these, this usually got a thinner coating from the factory than all the other surfaces, so that was more susceptible to pitting and other things. And then also when you're cleaning, this was an area that typically didn't get cleaned, so that gunk would sit there and would start eating through that thin layer of nickel that they put on there. But as you can see from this one, it's real good decent plating under there. Real good plating there, no pits, not too many scratches on this one. With this new service, it's just going to be disinfect, clean, special polish to shine it up a little bit. But if there are little scratches in the head, they'll still be there afterwards. We're not going to work down the heads for that. For that price, you'd want to go with the full blower plating job. It'll also get a Barbasol disinfectant after that. So basically what you're getting back is a factory, basically a factory fresh razor that's almost 99% brand new. So we're going to try that. One of the difference in the heads is on the other plating. This is what we get as a result of refinishing the heads. So this is a factory, and this is a Backroads Gold, and the reflectivity of it is your biggest thing. Your function, your overall look is going to be the same as the razor. It's just whether you get that reflectivity or not. So I'd show you my new plating setup. It's where everything goes. I do razors one at a time. I have them all staged up here, ready to go. Each razor gets individual attention, so that is going to get the best job that I can give it. So I'm going to get started on tearing this down. This doesn't have a screw in the end, so something special's got to be done in there. So I'm going to tear that down, get the insides cleaned out, and we'll be back in a minute. Alright, we've got the TV Special Super Speed torn down, and as you can see here, there was a lot of crud inside. That's a buildup of shave soap. So the inside here will have that comparable. So we've got special little special technique of getting in there, getting that all polished up, getting all that crud out of there. Otherwise, most of the surfaces are pretty good. They don't need to be stripped down. The new plating will affix to the old plating, the nickel underplate, just fine. Never had a problem with that coming off at all. If there is any problems, there's a 6 months guarantee with that. So, but you know, that plating. That plating's on there good and strong. It's not flaking off in any spots, so there's no indication that wouldn't be able to be left on there. I've done this with about 50, 60 razors so far in trial over the last couple of years. So I'm having excellent results. So I'm going to get busy polishing this up in my polishing station here. I won't be using any of my other techniques that I use with the normal plating. So I'll be back in a minute. Alright, I got that TV Special Super Speed all ready to be plated. And here's the difference between my $65 gold, rhodium, or nickel plating job and the new $45 put it back to new condition plating job. When they plated these brand new, they were barrel plated, so they just tumbled around in a barrel getting the nickel plated onto everything, so they would bump into each other, and you'd see these little, a lot of these little scratches and dings in here were there when they were brand new. That's a process of the plating. You can see that when you look inside to where there hasn't been any contact with the outside world for the last 60 years, and you'll still see those striations and marks and everything there. So what I do on this setup is I do not buff with a buffing wheel, which will grind down the original nickel. It can cause it to, if you've ever had one cleaned up and polished, it'll cause a lot of brassing. This new process is a good candidate for a razor that's brassing that doesn't have a lot of pitting. Then we can put that back to factory fresh condition. So these are not polished in the traditional way. I've got a different way that I polish these, and they make the existing nickel ready to accept the new nickel plating. You can see, I'll see if we can get some light here. See the inside of the barrel, we have that all polished, of the handle. You kind of see that in there, and there. See, there is a little blemish underneath that, where that was all crusty with the shave soap. That did eat into that a little bit, but that'll plate over just nice, but you will still be able to see that. You won't, because it'll be put back together, and because of that ring, you're not going to be taking this one apart and looking at that. But a nice crisp surface, and the doors there. The difference is with this Aristocrat, this has received the polish and stripping. It's just a lot more crisp look to the polish on it, so that when the gold or the rhodium is affixed to it, that crispness and that mirror shine comes through. See there, you can see just a little bit of tone. The one on the right is the full polish. The one on the left is the factory polish. Okay. And with the doors, I showed you that before. I have a technique that I use on the doors, that we take that down to the original brass. We get rid of every single scratch or pit or mark that is on there, so that every single door coming out has that mirror. See that mirror reflectiveness to it. The places I concentrate on when I do my mirror is the end caps, the top ridge, the doors, any smooth areas like this, like the top, and always the bottom. We don't try to overly buff or strip where there's lettering. We want to preserve that, or knurling. We want to preserve that. So I'm going to go ahead and plate this, and I'll be back with the results